Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the seminar of creativity, the changing factor. Today we continue with the second days of creativity of the seminars. The seminar is in the series of the activity of the festival, Vietnam Festival Creativity and Design 2020, organized by RMIT Vietnam RMIT Vietnam and UNESCO Vie and COLAB Vietnam, and with the sponsor of the media from Hanoi Grapevine. Today we continue with the story of creativity impact in the future and in the commerce as well. And we already talked about the creativity, what is a crisis on the creativity these days. And we are living in the era of data. And today I would like to welcome Miss Lang from Mindshare to share with you some of the new media in the market, that is gaming and esports, and how we can leverage those media, new media in the business and the commerce as well. So welcome, Ms. Lang. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hai. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, RMIT, for giving me a chance today to be here to share with you another topic of the second day of the festival, which is about gaming. Before starting the section, I would like to share my story first. I'm a mother, and my children are 15 and 20. I always find a chance to talk to them. There are many topics that we can share. But then one day I realized that, many things that I don't know about them, especially sometimes they speak their own language that I don't know. It's not the English language, it's something else. So that I realized that in order to play with them, then I have to say the same story and same language with them, and how to. Then I found that gaming is something that they are currently playing, and I can also play. So that when I play game, I can play game with them, and I can share many topics with them. So me myself, I found that gaming is the way that I can speak with my children. So I think similarly, the marketers also can talk to the youngsters and also people in the world and also in Vietnam through gaming. So that's why gaming becomes a new approach for content marketing. From what we observe, we want to share with you today. So before getting into gaming, there are a few things that we want to highlight with you first. So what we are talking today is all about online games. So online games, what is it? It's all the video games that we can play in the digital platforms from the internet. So it could be from personal computers to the console that you can buy and play at home, and also the mobile device. Me, myself, I'm playing games in mobile device. And there's some activities related to online games, but it's not just online game, but it's esports. So what is esports? Esports is a form of sport competition using video games. So interestingly, esports becomes like official activity, official sports inside SEA Games, from SEA Games 19 to SEA Games 20, which will be coming in Hanoi. By end of next year, there will be 6 esports we'll be playing. It's to say that esports also is seen and officially confirmed as the official sport in Vietnam and also in Southeast Asia and around the world. But then, what is the trend in terms of like a bigger picture in global? The trend in here, you can see that there are many gamers, and it's a huge number. It's double up. Compared with the Chinese population, it's double. So that in here you can see 2.7 billion of people are now gamers around the world. And you can see the biggest part is from Asia Pacific. We have around 1.5 billion of people are living in Asia Pacific playing game. And across the world, we can see gamers in Middle East, in Africa, in Europe, in Latin America and North America as well. And over the year, we can see almost like 100% of people, 100% increase in streaming across the platforms. When you watch esport gaming, then you can watch it stream on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook gaming, and it's all increased in here. So that's really a big rise. Now we zoom into what the genre. When we talk about game, then maybe it's about a very simple games that your mother or your father or even your grandmother is playing at home, but it's also something very big and looks very strategic, right? So in here we have 6 forms of online games that we can look into. The first one is the FPS, which is first-person shooter game. So for FPS, it's the first-person perspective, so that the player experiences the action through the eyes of the protagonist. The second genre of the game in here is the real-time strategy game, so that they use strategy but in real time, so that everybody simultaneously play the game in real time. The third one is multiplayer online battle arena, so you call it MOBA. MOBA is the short-term of real-time strategy, but then which a player controls a single character, and then it forms a team to compete versus the other teams. The fourth one is massive multiplayer online, which we call MMO game. It's the online game with very large community, and everyone do the same task and doing some meaningful tasks to upgrade the level. And it can be a very big or worldwide scale community. Casual game. Casual game is something that I am also playing. That is the video game targeted at very wide and mass and simpler rule than the other games, and it's very common. You can play it every day when you have leisure time. The last one is Battle Royale game. Battle Royale game is an online multiplayer video game that blends the survival, exploration, and scavenging elements. And so the last man standing will be the winner. In here, I would like to give you some examples so that you can understand further. The first-person shooter could be the CSGO or Call of Duty. Real-time strategy game could be World of Warcraft or StarCraft. The mobile game is League of Legends, Arena of Glory, or Dota. So in here we call League of Legends is Liên minh huyền thoại, and Arena of Glory is đấu trường danh vọng of Liên quân mobile. The MMU one is Thiên Long Bát Bộ or Võ Lâm truyền kỳ of Blade and Soul. The casual game is Flappy Bird. Could be Candy Crush or Heyday or Happy Farm. The last one is Battle Royale game, which is PUBG and Free Fire. So any one of you are playing any of this title? You? What game? PUBG. Great. So do you know what PUBG stands for? PUBG? Player Unknown. Player Unknown Battleground. So that's the PUBG game. Yes. So it's very common sense, but we need to also mention about is how the games are born. Of course, it's from the developer. After some research and insight of consumer, then they will program a game. When the game is born, then it has to be published in the market. So in the picture, we also have the game publishers. Once it's published, there are also some support from the ecosystem. For example, the ad network, where we can also do the trading around media inventory of the games. And also, there are people who organize the game event, if that game has the event. Yeah, this is the world of game, at least in Vietnam, that you are made familiar with some of them, like Riot, who produced League of Legends, and down to Vietnam, then Garena is the one who published League of Legends in the market, and then Vietnam Esports Agency is the one who organized the tournament for League of Legends. And Tencent, for example, is the one who developed Arena of Glory, and then Arena of Glory also published by Garena. through Vietnam Esports as the event organizer. There are some other games that you can see in here which also link with the ad network. So that imagine game is the environment where outside you can do a lot of activities in terms of marketing, in terms of communications, so that there are, we call media inventory, that you can sell the ad around the game. So it belongs to the ad network, advertising network. In here we can name a few like Gameloft or Pocket Mobile Ads. That is the ecosystem of the whole world of game. The picture of Vietnam today, this is the data updated after the first wave of COVID, meaning around May to June 2020, in which we can see 1/3 of our people are gamers in Vietnam itself. So that we have a community of like nearly 37 gamers, 37 million gamers, in which men are slightly higher, 52%, while women are 48%. And there are two numbers that bring my attention. The first one is 15 to 25 years old, which account to 41%. And the 25 to 35 years old account to 39%. So that you can see the community of gamers are all youngsters. That's why, as I talked before, then find a way to speak with the youngsters. There is one way, is gaming. Let's look into the four big games. The four big games. That is, it's big enough to be able to organize a tournament. Because for some games it's small, people just play it daily. But some big ones, then it's able to organize as a tournament. In here, let's look into Arena of Glory, League of Legends, PUBG, and Free Fire. Here you can observe that with the age, then from 15 to 34, for League of Legends and especially Free Fire, all of them are very young. 90%, 95%, 81% of them are between 15 to 34. And another important factor is about the number of active users. So that Free Fire nowadays has 14 or more than 14 million monthly active users. And League of Legends is 6 million, while Arena of Glory is 20 million. And the number is projected to be increased, and I think from at least 20% by the end of next year. And well, when we do a survey asking people of what do you do when you go online, then they say many things. Go shopping, do the message, exchange the information, social network, they do the web browsing. But the most time spent is for mobile games. In here, 23% of the total time that they get into online is to play game. Yes, as a marketer, then one thing I think that it's also important to notice is about who are they. So it's not just the average person, but we'd classify them into 8 classes. So 8 persona, sorry. So the first one is the ultimate gamer who don't love anything but game. Is that they spend time and money on games. And the all-round enthusiast is the one who love all forms of gaming, from playing to watching and everything in between. For example, buying merchandising of the game. Cloud gamer is the one who prefer free-to-play and discounted titles. I think I am the cloud gamer. And that one will only spend on hardware when necessary. They don't buy hardware. The conventional player is the one who don't watch people play, but they play. and they invest a lot of money into hardware and they play. Imagine someone who closed the door, get into their room, and then just play by himself. That is the conventional player. Hardware enthusiast is the one who updates with all the latest news in terms of hardware news, trends, and then they want to optimize experiences for the hardware. Popcorn gamer, they play game a bit, but then they also enjoy watching others to play. Sometimes I don't understand why past like 5-6 years ago, I saw my son like keep watching on TV someone playing something. I really don't understand why. Why don't you play but you just watch? And he says that because I can't play. I don't have money to download any hardware to play. But I enjoy people playing because they are so strategic. Wow. So that one thing, I think that one is also very worth noticing, which is the popcorn gamer. The backseat viewer, unlike popcorn gamer who play a bit, maybe on the free-to-play or discounted title, and they watch more than play, then backseat viewer is the one who doesn't play at all, but just watch. And time filler, they only play game when they have time, in spare time or at social events. So that's the time filler. So how does it apply into our local market? Here, most of gamers in Vietnam are popcorn viewers and cloud gamers. Popcorn viewers, and 32% of them are women. Also, the ultimate gamer, we have some very hardcore player in our market, right? Yes, that's about the theory and the landscape of gaming in a nutshell. So within our limited time, then next I want to share with you how do we as marketer win in gaming. Because given the fact that gaming is a very big platform that people, especially the youngsters, are really interested and excited about today. Then here I want to share with you one case study.
League of Legends has really been a pioneer when it comes to competitive gaming. We were the first to hit 1 billion views on Twitch. We were the first league who franchised teams for our team organizations. We were the first league to introduce a true home and away system. And we were also the first to sell out iconic arenas like Madison Square Garden and Staples Center and the Bird's Nest. And so we are today also one of the few truly globally integrated sports, not just esport, but sports in the world. Today, there are about 1,000 pro players who compete in League of Legends professional leagues, and they're vying for a place in our World Championship, which is the kind of the crowning tournament, the jewel moment of our esports season, which starts in October and runs about 5 weeks. So of the little over 100 professional teams that are competing in League of Legends esports, 24 of those teams make it to Worlds. The League of Legends viewership has grown year over year. We started League of Legends esports back in 2011. That was our first world final, and that was part of a gaming convention. And we were in a small conference room where there was maybe about 50 attendees live. It was the first time we actually streamed our esports event, and at the time, we weren't doing it with any sort of sports broadcast expertise. We really just put it on Twitch. That weekend, about 2 million fans tuned in to watch. And that was when we realized, wow, there is an audience out there who really wants to watch League of Legends be a sport.
They are victorious. What a fantastic sight.
Going into 2012, we brought all of the esports operation, commercialization, governing body in-house to Riot, and we decided to really build from the ground up a global sport for League of Legends, a sport that's really worthy of the pro players who are competing in it, for the millions of fans around the world who are tuning in. And since then, that 2 million viewership number has become 99.6 million. That was a record for us. I believe it's a record for the industry, and it's with viewership like that that we're really starting to see League of Legends esports rival traditional sports. So our World Championship is coming up. This year it'll be hosted in Europe. So on October 2nd, we will kick off with our play-in stage, and the tournament lasts about 5 weeks. So we'll start in Berlin for our play-ins and our group stages. Then we'll proceed on to Madrid for our quarterfinals and our semifinals, and all of it will culminate in Paris, where our world finals will host the top 2 teams to compete for a chance at winning the Summoners Cup. We are so excited to be announcing our partnership with Louis Vuitton. It is a first of its kind partnership within the esports space, being the official trophy case of the League of Legends World Championship. The 2 pro teams who make it to the World Final are actually going to see the trunk alongside everybody else for the very first time at the press conference at the Eiffel Tower on November 8th. We're also working with their lead women's designer, Nicolas Guesquier, to dress some of our in-game champions, as well as launching a capsule collection that fans will be able to purchase later this year. Partners like Louis Vuitton, who are so iconic, who have been partnering with traditional sports like the FIFA World Cup, coming into League of Legends esports, I think it's a testament really to the impact that League of Legends and Riot Games has had on the industry as a whole. It's just evidence that, you know, esports is rivaling what you're starting to see in traditional sports.
Yes. So in this World Championship, Vietnam actually was also one team that attended. Wow. So there are many, we can see that how games and how gaming can support our marketing, our communications through all the basic objectives. The first one, of course, when we talk about awareness, then how does gaming can build our brand awareness? Of course, the reason is that there is a huge community of like nearly 37 to 40 million of people in Vietnam are gamers. So you can reach them at a very big scale. So that's how you can build the awareness for the brand. And secondly, for consideration, gaming is a very high engaging community. So that gamers playing there, whenever they see any integrated marketing activity inside the game, they will feel very excited. In one conference, when I had chance to meet Virus, a very popular gamer, he had shared that he felt really proud when there is a sponsor inside the game. So that it's a signal of visualize the game, and also gamer who used to be seen as someone not really good. You just have time and then you spend your time nonsensely into gaming, but it's actually not. They are serious with that one, and then whenever there is any integrated marketing activity inside the game, we can see a huge interaction from the gamer to that activity. And the third one, which is conversion, which is very hard, and the last in our communication funnel, how do we do? Then with gaming, it could be with some activities, for example, the redemption activity. So redemption is the activity that people can redeem. They can purchase your product and then have it redeemed inside the game to get something from the game. So in here, we can see that esports can do a lot throughout 3 funnels of the communications, from building the awareness through sponsoring the tournament until consideration phase, which we can do the in-stream or in-game engagement. We can do some branded side campaigns, and we're utilizing the whole game ecosystem for the considerations and conversion through redemption activity. With casual games, then actually you can build awareness very well around the in-game ads. So now let's look into casual game. What can we do with casual games? In here, there are many in-game branded ads in many different shapes and sizes, from using videos to the new innovations to dynamic ads, and furthermore, we can do a lot more inside the casual games. In esports, how can we do? In esports, for tournament sponsorship, as I mentioned earlier, in here, for example, with Glory, with Arena of Glory, we can do the branded visual across all the cyber cafe that they are having. There are like 25,000 cyber cafes across Vietnam that you can use as a touch points for your marketing plan, and also utilizing their own game ecosystem to the in-venue signage, to the in-broadcast digital overlays and product placement, to the branded content built into the competition in the live stream coverage. This one is how we do the branded visual across cyber cafe and game ecosystem. When people get into the cyber cafe, when they turn on the computer, they can see the screen, the banner, the wallpaper, and also the live banner. The in-venue signage, we can place many things around in the venue. In broadcast, we can do the overlay so that people, when they play the game or even when they only watch the game, they could also see your brand. And we can do the product placement by getting the gamers like using your product. And branded content we can build inside the game, like we have the caster, we have Clean and Roundtable to talk, to comment about the game. With in-stream engagement, there are many things you can also do, like you do the in-game branded, the customized event just for your brand. You can do the integration into the game features, and you can also do the in-stream instruction. Yes, so that the in-stream engagement, how do we do? First one, we have the real product. You can buy a real product in anywhere, and you redeem it with a tokens, and you use the tokens to exchange the branded equipment inside the game. Or in here, you can see that the brand is integrated into the game feature. Some of the PUBG players now are smiling because I know that you are familiar with this one, right? So Mountain Dew was placed inside the game as a vending machine. So whenever you compete, then you can take one Mountain Dew bottle to recharge your energy. And the last one is the in-stream interaction with someone who are watching the streaming. So in here is the main tournament, and this one is the prediction of the game, so that user can get into this one and interact with it. Besides many activities, there is also the ecosystem of the gaming that we can utilize. It's like the branded microsite, branded social activities. You can also use the KOL and many more, up to your creativity. And the last one, which is the conversion, about redemption. Then we can do the redemption And also we can also use the IP, the intellectual property, to have it on your own product. So in here you can see Swing has all the heroes of the game League of Legends in the packaging. Not League of Legends, sorry, Arena of Glory in the packaging. Yes, then there is the question of how do we measure the success after doing all of that activities inside gaming for marketing. We need to consider three things. The first one is the return on investment, how much we get in terms of media value in return of what we spent. Secondly, it's reach. Consider is the reach across audiences, and it's not just only the one who play game, but also the one who watch your game. And the third one, which is relevancy, whether it's relevant with your brand or not. Here are some interpretations that we should chase you, but then you can creatively think of some other metrics to measure it, depend upon your activity inside the game. For the first one of awareness, then the activity, for example, if you do the sponsorship for the tournament, then the metrics to measure the success should be impression and view. The second funnel, which is consideration, then if we do those three activities of tournament, in-stream engagement, and branded site campaign, then the metrics can be click, engagement, or number of participants. The third one, for the conversion, then if we do all those four activities, then the metrics should be participant and the number of the deem codes that at the end of the campaign, how many products that you can purchase. Yes, we have been working, in Mindshare, we have been working on gaming for many clients, and in fact, we also gain a lot of awards. And here we are also very proud to share with you one case study, which is from Clearman, who had sponsored League of Legends in 2019, and actually it gets the award from former Festival of Media in APAC, the gold prize, and also the global prize of MMA, which is the silver one. And we just received the gold prize of APAC former last month, and this one global MMA just last week. So that happy to share with you. So here's the case study, and my case study also is the end of my presentation today. So if you have any question, feel free to ask me after the case study. Let's enjoy.
The Vietnamese generation, which grew up in an emerging economy, was facing societal barriers for stereotype success. Clearman, a brand which stands for champion spirit, was struggling to connect with the new age of Vietnamese men. Success needed a new connotation, and Clearman had to find a newer ground to reflect its brand's ethos. With an estimated 26 million fans, esports was emerging as the new mainstream in Vietnam, with professional athletes appearing with the national flag in the international sports arena. Being successful in your own way had newer meanings. Clearman saw this opportunity and partnered into esports tournament, VCS Spring 2019. To hijack the winning moments of League of Legends, the most popular esports game. Swiping all the enemies is one of the proudest moments of the game. The brand hijacked this moment by replacing the game terminology with Clearman swipes all message by hardcoring into the game. The hijack continued with Clearman owning the communication collaterals of the championship with 100% share of voice and recognizing the best player every week. The gaming community was also engaged through exciting contests to win big prizes for their esports spirits. The hijacking continued outside the arena, with Clearman hijacking the systems of 25,000 G-Cafe internet gaming shops across Vietnam, where esports enthusiasts go to meet their comrades and share their passion every day. In 3 months, ROI of the campaign estimated to be 1,312%, 473.4 million impressions in G-Cafe recorded, 71.7 million views on the branded video, 19 million page views on the engagement platform, 4.5 million views for 160 articles covered by media. Not surprisingly, a post-tournament survey revealed 100% recall for clear men, and esports unlocks a new window for us to talk to the new age Vietnam.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lang is sharing a very interesting topic and also the information about the new media in the market at the moment. And I think that has full potential for the brand to apply in the futures as well. And I think that the futures of the advertising could be explore this potential opportunity. So if you follow us on the live stream, if you want to send questions, so just type it in the chat box so we can transfer the question to Ms. Lan for answering. And now we go to the Q&A. Right. So anyone have any question? Yes.
Hi, Chị. I'm interested in creating content, especially on social media. So, what's the difficulties that you face it when you create content for games and esports on the social media? Or I mean, maybe it's different from the other fields, right?
Yeah, there are many differences compared with other fields. When doing with gaming, the first thing we need to do is to respect the developer. So that the developer, when they design a game, it's applied around the world. So that if you want to interfere anything into the game, there should be a license. So it cannot be like you want to do anything, then you can do anything. Then bearing that in mind, when doing your marketing activities, checking the availability, the feasibility, and also creatively think of anything we can do that don't have the interference of the developer or the format owner, but still can deliver your expectation. So that's one thing. Secondly, the community of gamers are quite different from the one who just watch normal entertainment of music or movies or fashion. They are quite different. As I emphasize in here, we have many different gamers. It's not that this gamer is the same with that gamer. So with each group of gamers, we have to think of how do we approach with them. Yeah. So that's also the second challenge that we do. And the third one is that it's very competitive now in the market. When all the marketers now understand the values of gaming and understand how big the community is. But actually the availability in the market is just a few. Here you can see only 4 or 6 games are available. So that how do we, in that race, we can be the first. That's really also a challenge, not only with marketers, but also with the media agency. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we have a question. That is how the market of advertising in game and esports in Vietnam, because there is some of the big brands that have the money to play in this market. But however, is any chance or opportunity for the other brands in the future?
That is very interesting question because there is a limitation of number of games in the market, and also even the space in each game is also limited, so that it cannot be for everyone, but it's a race. But yes, there are many things that you can do around gaming. It doesn't have to be with only esports, but it could be also with the casual games, because in casual games there are many space. What we normally call it media inventories that the brand can tap into. As I share in casual games, there are many branded ads that you can play around creatively, and it's limitless opportunity, I think. Yes.
So you say that there is some of the limited in advertising in game and esports because of the licensing or something like that. So what is a creativity can apply here when there are too many, some of the limitations over there?
Yeah, the more limited, the more creative you have to be, because then it limits you in terms of space, but it doesn't limit your creativity. That's why we have the Festival of Creativity today, right? So that is, people cannot copy of what the previous one did. So that we need to think of something else. And also with the gamer, even though they are very engaged with the activity that the marketers do for them, then they will get bored easily, seasons by season over the years. So we need to always serve them with a new dishes whenever we go with gaming. With this game, we need to serve the other dishes, but with the other game, we need to serve another dishes. And also, even with one game, but in this season, through another seasons, there should be something else. And one creativity that we can think of when we try to overcome the barrier of limitation is that we create many other side activities and also side tournament. For example, if League of Legends has the tournament for professional gamers, why don't we think of a semi-professionals? Which I know that in many universities, they have the esports clubs. So the esports clubs are very strong. In many universities, we can think about having the semi-professionals, giải bán chuyên, for students. And remember, there are more than 60 universities across Vietnam, so it's huge. Yes.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. And one question is about LV, Louis Vuitton. Okay, that you show as a showcase. So how the LVs can connect with the e-gaming and how it can benefit for their brand, because that brand is so British and luxury, and how it can connect with the e-sport.
Yeah, I think Louis Vuitton has its own strategy when looking into a very new trend, because gaming is spoken everywhere, so they cannot be out of the picture. They have to be in that picture. And League of Legends is considered as one of the premiumest game across esports. With all the configurations and also images and everything, is considered as the most premium game. So that by tying up with the most premium games, it means that they want to send the message of re-emphasize their positioning. And also it's something very disruptive, because you hardly ever, or this is the first time you see Louis Vuitton in that kind of game. So that it's really a disruptive activity that draw huge attention from a very huge community, which we cannot miss.
And I think this is one last question. It's very interesting as well about Mindshare. Mindshare facing a very tough difficulty, because there are some of the platform owner, they want to promote the advertising as well. So what is the different negotiations of Mindshare that offer the solution to the clients, that you think that are the differentiations that you can, the Mindshare can be, be different in the markets? Yeah.
Well, a very corporate question. Yes, Mindshare has been known as a not only traditional media solution provider, but we are integrated integrated media solution provider. By saying so, then it is not just only buying or planning for the advertising campaign, but we can think a lot more than only advertising. So one of that is our team, Content Plus, so that we are making the differentiations for Mindshare in terms of providing content solutions also, which I believe that it's quite unique in the market, that no one can offer the same. So that, for example, getting into gaming, it's one thing that we are very proud of when we talk about, and we actually have it witnessed by many big clients, and they are still staying with us. Yeah.
All right, thank you, chị Lan, and wish that chị Lan and Mindshare will be offer more interesting and creative solutions for client and develop in the future. Thank you very
Anh
much.
Hải. Thanks again.
All right, thank you everyone for watching today's sections, and you can follow up us on the Facebook and the fan page of the festival, and to watching another very interesting activity as well in the festival. And thank you, and see you in the other activity.
Thank you and bye bye.
Yeah.